Well, hi and welcome back. I'm just out and about. Probably not going to take any photographs today, although I've got some Orwo 100, or it's a Silbera film, but it's a cinematic 100 ISO film, and I've got a few frames left I was going to probably take today, but I'm not sure yet. But someone in the comments said about pull processing Fomapan 200 or pull processing one of the Fomapan films. And because it's so inexpensive, I bought a roll when I bought a whole load of other films as well. And I did exactly that. So I took I think it's called Creative 200, and I pull processed it to 50 ISO. Now, I think the recommendation was to pull it to 100, but I couldn't find any development times for that. So in the end, what I did was I pull processed it to 50 and got some rather interesting results, which you're going to see. And it's it will make a good cheap alternative to doing other things, and I'll come to that at the end of the video. So a few other things I wanted to say before I actually show you the photographs I've set up a Buy Me a Coffee page, links in the description. The reason being is I don't really have a great deal of following, and setting up a Patreon, I think I'm a bit naive at the moment. So I've done that. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, which would be used to buy film and to do more videos like this, that would be really welcome. But I understand if you can't do that. The other thing is I've got a load of other film I've got coming up. I'm going to be using. I've got some Pan F, and I've got some Fuji color film that was kind of like a treasure hunt on Analog Wonderland. Thank you guys. It looks like it's going to be a wonderful film. I've also got some Agfapan. I think it's the 100, not the 400. I don't know which. I didn't look this morning what it was, but I've got that, and I've also got a color Cairo film as well, which is another one I'm going to be doing, which you've seen before. Anyway, so here you go with the photographs I took with the pull process Fomapan 200 to 50 ISO. Enjoy. Okay, so let's look at the photographs I took with the Fomapan and when I pull processed them. So what we're going to do first, I'm going to zoom in and look, and you can see just how grainy the film is. I was actually expecting this because I actually developed the film in Rodinol, and it tends to aggravate the grain more than other developers do. But pulling it as well, again, you're working with a grain that's 200 ISO and not 50 ISO, so you're going to get this. And what I did was I tried to take different shots with like high contrast areas. This one actually isn't. This is quite normal. The sun was to the right of the shot, and you can see down here, so that's where the sun was hitting from this side, and the sky was really quite blue. So let's go to the next one. So you can see on the second shot, this manages to deal with highlights quite well. I was actually surprised when I looked at this one, because there was a great deal of difference between this shadow area here, and you can still see the actual bricks in the shadow area. It's not completely black, and you can see where the highlights would be. They're not really over the top. I didn't notice it until I took a few other shots. There's a shot of the actual market square when that's all blown out, but I was using my Helios lens and I was shooting into the sunlight, so that's why you have that. But this one has come up really quite well. Let's go to the next one, and again, very high contrast light, but it's managed to hold that detail even in the high contrast areas. As you can see, there you go. You can see the grain as well. Let's come back out, and again, the shadow, the sun was really bright and the shadows were really quite heavy. So you can see this area was in shade and just the cross at the top was not. And again, in the actual area of the sky, you can just see how quite grainy it is. I'll come back out, and the next one I think, yeah, is of the market. Now you can see where the sun's coming off the top of this canopy here, and these are all in shade. It's not a very good shot. It's very cluttered, very noisy. The contrast is high. It's not, as I say, it's literally just point and shot. And again, the Helios lens doesn't help with flaring and stuff like that, so that's why you've got this like this. Now these next two shots were purposely underexposed to see what would happen. So this shot is of the John Howard statue in Bedford, and I didn't realise just how much cobwebs were on it. It's just incredible, and you can see how much more contrasty it is. So I've done another stop, so I underexposed it by a stop, and also on this one here, this one was underexposed by a stop as well. So it's not too bad at all. I mean, I'm actually really quite pleased with these two shots. But my favourite shot is not this one. This one is facing into the sun again. As you can see, the tower block behind here from the other shot when I was shooting in the market, looking at the traffic lights, and obviously seeing the red, amber and the green. The red and the green are very similar in shade, and you also see the green LEDs on the traffic lights here as well, which is quite interesting. But this is the one I like for the most, and again, that's shooting in the other direction. So what do I really think of pool processing Fomapan 200? To be honest with you, if you want something that's quite a beefy contrast, quite high grain, at a low ISO, this is it. This is it. And you're going to pay, what, £4 for the Fomapan. So it's fun to play with, and I would say you know, if you want to do that, rather than spending something that's more expensive and getting like a higher speed, high grain, high contrast film, you can just use this. I developed in Rodamol in 1:50 for, I think it was about 7 minutes. Anyway, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.